definition of radian measure. Write it down. The angle subtended by an arc. Angle subtended by an arc equal to the radius of a circle at the center of the circle is what called your 1 radian. Is it clear? Suppose a circle is there, and if the radius of the circle is r, and if we take the length of the arc be r, then this arc AB is forming an angle of 1 radian denoted by 1 to the power c at the center of the circle. Here the center is O. Is it clear? So what is a radian measure? The angle subtended by an arc equal to the radius of the circle at the center of the circle is what called your 1 radian. Is it clear? If this length is r and this arc length is r, then it will form an angle 1 radian at the center of the circle. Now suppose if I say that there is a circle whose radius is say 1 centimeter or whatever unit. I am not concerned about the unit. Just remember that this length is 1. Now the radius is 1, and if we take a length of the arc of 1 unit, then this arc will form an angle at the center of the circle which is nothing but your 1 radian. This length is 1. Is it clear? Now if we choose another circle, think about it, whose radius is say 2. So this radius is 2. Now if we choose an arc of length 2 units, this length arc is 2 units, then this will again subtend an angle of 1 radian at the center. Is it clear? Now here eventually a question comes very naturally, that is said in case of, you see, degree. Your 1 degree was fixed. What is a degree? When your 1 right angle is divided into 90 equal parts, then each part is called your 1 degree. In case of your centesimal system, 1 right angle was divided into 100 equal parts, and each part is what called your 1 grade. So 1 grade, 1 degree, they are all fixed. But my question is, in this case you see the length, the radius of the circle and the length of the arc of that circle is changing every time. Now my question is your radian a constant or not? That we will find out right now, whether the radian measure is constant or it is a variable. Okay? Now before doing that, let me just recall our theorem that we have done in class 10, that if there is a circle and say this is the center, say this is AB, this arc is forming an angle say theta at the center, and say another arc we are taking like C and D, the arc CD is forming an angle, let us say phi at the center. Then we have proved this thing in class 10, that the length of the arc AB by the length of the arc CD will be equals to theta by phi. Can you remember it? Okay, so this we will use to prove whether we will check whether a radian is fixed or it is a variable. Okay, now let me consider a circle. 1 right angle is taken. Let us say this length is, let us say r. Okay, now let me take length of the arc as r, and this angle will be nothing but your 1 radian according to the definition, because the length of the arc is equal to the radius of the circle. So this arc will subtend an angle at the center of the circle which is nothing but your 1 radian. Okay, now this arc this length is again subtending at the center one right angle. Yes or no? This angle is one right angle. Is it clear? Now, if I use that theorem that we have done in class 10, we can write it as, let me just give a name of this. Let me say this is A, this is B, and this is C. So can I write arc AB by arc AC equals to 1 radian by 1 right angle? Yes or no, tell me. Is it clear? So arc AB by arc AC equals to 1 radian by 1 right angle. Is it clear? Now, what is the length of AB? What is the length of the arc AB? This is R. What about your AC? What is the length of this arc? The total circumference is 2 pi r. The whole circumference is 2 pi r, and this is 1/4 of the circumference. So it will be what? Pi r by 2. Is it clear? So the length of the arc AC is pi r by 2. So let me write it. Pi r by 2, which is equals to 1 radian by 1 right angle. So 1 radian is coming to what? 1 radian is coming to 2 by pi into 1 right angle. Is this clear or not? Now you observe 2 by pi, it is fixed. 1 right angle, that is also fixed. Right angle cannot vary, isn't it? Because what is the definition of right angle? 1/4 of a turn is what called your 1 right angle. So right angle is fixed. 2 by pi is fixed. Therefore, your radian, that is 1 radian, is a constant. It is not a variable. Have you understood this? So radian is a constant, not a variable. This is the first conclusion that we came. Now, see this one. 1 radian is 2 by pi into 1 right angle. 1 right angle means how many degrees? It is 90 degrees. Is it clear? So if I cross multiply, we are getting pi radian is nothing but 180 degrees. Hello. So the relationship that we got with radian and degrees is nothing but pi radian is always equals to 180 degrees. Is it clear to everybody?